Welcome to episode 33 of Scaling a Social Media Marketing Agency. My name is Hervin, and this is a video series where I take you behind the scenes of our SMMA and show you what we're doing to scale it. I am documenting the journey here, so I am sharing what I am working on a day-to-day basis, the problems that I am trying to solve, the lessons that I am learning. So if you're interested in seeing how we scale our SMMA, subscribe to the YouTube channel. With that said, let's dive in. Let me share with you what I worked on today. So today is Saturday. I didn't work all that much, but I did re-record a video sales letter that I want to show people before they show up for a sales call with me. Now, if you go to previous episodes, you'll see that I don't remember which episode it was, but I had already recorded a video sales letter to show people before they jumped in on a sales call with me. If you see here on my screen, I walked through this entire script last time that I had written it out, and I walked through, what I said. The problem is that I have tested it, and by the time people jump on the sales call, they're a little bit confused. Let me explain why. So you could see here on the script, I usually tell people, look, the problems that people come to us for is that their student numbers aren't growing, and that's because they're not generating enough leads, and that's because, or it could be because the leads that they do have are falling through the crack. That is understandable, but then I say, here's where Studio comes in. And you see how I have here these two faucets that says, we help you generate qualified leads through organic marketing, through paid advertising. We want to help you get to the top of Google, so people find you there first, and then we're also going to help you set up your advertising campaigns. Anyway, when people see this, I thought I was being clear, especially dividing it up into two different faucets. When people come to us, they're like, oh, you're going to help us with SEO, and you're going to help us launch Google ads because they see the Google video. So sometimes the way to be clear is to say less, and to reduce the size of the message, because when people see the Google logo, they sometimes automatically assumes Google reviews, and they may not be paying attention to the video in its entirety. And so I realized that the message needs to be more concise. And actually, I heard this idea from this podcast called Founders Podcast, which highly recommended. In that podcast, they talked about how Steve Jobs used to keep everything so simple in his marketing. So did James Dyson. They were comparing the two and talking about how they both saw marketing similarly, and how Steve Jobs one time talked about how the Mac could do so many things. It was good for 5 things. And Steve Jobs told his marketing manager or whoever was in charge of advertising, I don't know who it was, but in any case, how Steve Jobs said hey, on this ad, we should talk about the 5 things that this Mac is good for. And the person said, he gave an analogy. He's like, hey, you want to know what a good ad looks like? And he crumpled up a piece of paper and threw it at Steve Jobs, and Steve Jobs caught it. And he's like, that's a good ad. Here's what a bad ad looks like. And he crumpled up 5 pieces of paper, threw it all at Steve Jobs, and he's like, catch. And Steve Jobs couldn't catch any of them. And he's like, look, a good ad has one message that people can catch. A bad ad has many messages. And then James Dyson, I think that's his name, James, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Dyson, the vacuum cleaner. When he was marketing this thing, one of the ideas that he had is that people can only grasp one idea, one breakthrough idea at a time. So at that time, again, the Dyson vacuum cleaner, turns out that it was also good for dry cleaning clothes. But when they were about to create this marketing, I think he also got this advice, hey, just focus on one thing. People can only handle one revolutionary idea at a time, one idea at a time. You cannot convince that this is a brand new vacuum cleaner that is revolutionary because of X, Y, and Z. And then on top of that, also tell them that it also is a vacuum cleaner. That it's going to go above and beyond people. People are not going to believe it. It's going to overwhelm them. They're not going to catch it. They're not going to know. So you don't want to dilute your message with having too much information. And so ultimately, it turns out that they never marketed the fact that the vacuum was also good for dry cleaning. They let people discover that discover that on their own. So I thought that that was interesting for us. We do so many things for our clients. Studio Hub can do so many things. So I thought to myself, I'm like, okay, what do I really want to laser focus on? Like, what is the thing that makes the difference for us? And like, is it really organic marketing? Because also sometimes not only am I saying it here, which is also making people confused, but then when it comes to the sales call, I'm also trying to identify if we could help them with their SEO, if we could give them tips there, and it's making the call longer. So I want to make the call as short as possible, as powerful as possible, so that people do not get confused. It's in a nutshell, that's what I'm saying. And so what I did is that what I thought about is something simple here. So let me just take you here to the bottom with the new script. You could see here that I removed the 2 faucets and instead made it 1. And when I say like, hey, these are the problems, here's how Studio Hub can help you, I say like, hey, we help you generate leads through ads. That's it. Like, I'm not focusing on organic marketing and all this other things that we do. I don't want to dilute the message and confuse people. I just want to make it clear, like, we help you with ads to generate leads, and we help you set up automations to follow up with those leads. Not only that, but what I am thinking, even like the way I approach this wasn't even like Studio Hub helps you do this. The way I'm positioning our business now is that we have experts that can help you set these things up so you don't have to do them yourself. So instead of like giving you the tools and let you figure it out, we have experts to help you launch your advertising campaign so that they work and so that you're not wasting money on ads that aren't working. We help you build the automations for you so you don't have to deal with the tech headache. And then we pair you up with an expert that meets with you one-on-one to make sure that everything works for you. So instead of being about the tools, it's more about the experts. So that's really what I feel like I need to lean toward. But yeah, so that's what I did. I feel like this is going to be clear. It also helped me remove about 2 minutes of the video sales setter as opposed to the one that I had before. Yeah, so that's what I worked on today. I recorded the video, which I am now, you can see here that I've just uploaded it here into Loom about 7 minutes ago. And yeah, that's what I worked on today. It took me so this video is about 10 minutes long, although you cannot see it. It took me so many tries to get the video. Again, like this is probably the 3rd take that I have on this video because there isn't like a script to this. I'm able to free flow and it goes so much better than trying to stick to a script and make it work. That is so painful for me. But anyway, I had to do it, so I did it. I retook that video, refilmed that video so many times. I'm pretty happy with it now. We'll test it out and make any changes in the future if needed. But I'm thinking that simplifying everything to ads, experts, automation, that'll be it. All right. So with that said, that's what I worked on today. If you enjoyed this video, leave me a comment below. And if you're wanting to see how we scale our SMMA, subscribe to the channel and I'll see you in the next update. Bye.